Testing. One more time this angle. Okay, we're inside now. Where I've got myself is basically there's a window behind the camera. I'm facing directly towards a window. It's similar to what I was doing outside when I was facing the sun directly. This is not too bad an image. It's kind of doing a bit of what a ring light will do, or some kind of huge softbox behind the camera, which is a technique used in photography and cinematography quite a bit. It looks quite nice, and for vlogging it could be a very good place to position yourself. For me, if you want cinematic lighting and you want something that's got more pop and is more engaging, contrast is key. So if we just move ourselves slightly, just avoiding clothing and other things hung up, just to be at a bit of an angle, we're emulating exactly what my key light was doing in my studio setup. The window becomes a huge soft light. Right now it's bright, it's cloudy, so it's nice and soft outside. There's no direct light on the window, which means this just becomes a huge softbox. If I move myself to the opposite side, excuse all the baby crap in the background, it's just doing the same thing, moving between, just adding some contrast. If I go flatter, you get more contrast between the face. So again, you have to kind of start thinking about the background, what's in shot. If you want a specific background, you might not be able to have that based on where the windows are. You're thinking about more where windows are instead, and where your light sources are. So you might have to move things around. For example, I could have moved all the baby stuff, but I just don't have time to do that. This is with manual exposure. I've gone and opened up my aperture as wide as possible. I'm still on ISO 100 and I'm still on shutter speed of 50. Let me shove it on auto so you can see why I advise not using auto in this situation, especially if you're someone who likes to move around a little bit. Right, so we're going for auto settings. One of the first things I noticed when I quickly checked in the background, this is shooting at 1/25 shutter speed. As soon as you go to your shutter speed being the same as your frame rate or lower, you get a blurrier image. You start to kind of tear your image slightly, which might be nice if you want some cool blur in your shot for storytelling reasons. But when you're just doing piece to camera, it's really not the best thing. And as I move, the aperture's going to be moving, things are going to be compensating, but it's not going to give you control over your image, and you'll start to find that it's exposing for outside rather than your face. So you may be able to see what's outside there, but I'm going to be darker, and that's no good when your audience is caring about this rather than what is in the background. So manual settings when you're in this kind of situation is really important. I can even see the aperture when I'm looking in the lens. It's actually quite good fun. I can see it changing. Oh, I found a new hobby. Right, I'm going back to manual exposure. Right, so in this room that I've been shooting in, there's two windows. Okay, so one of the things I can be doing here is I can be closing one of them, and that's going to start to allow a little bit more contrast. So now already the whole room, especially if I swing this way, I've got a darker background, which is going to mean I'm jumping off screen more. The light's highlighting my face. That's what I want my audience to engage with. Having a darker background in this situation, it's a bit similar to what I'm trying to do in my bedroom, lift me off screen rather than the background so I don't blur in. That's called negative fill. It's the removal of light. Just by removing a light source in this situation, we've got ourselves a bit more contrast, less of a fill in our setup, and for me it's more cinematic and more interesting and engaging. Then if we go, and like in this room, in the case of this room, we've got a door over here. If we're opening this up, what we start to do as we stand here is we've kind of added a light source because there's light now leaking from that side of the room, and we're just starting to get a little bit of a backlight kicker coming through. If there was more sun, no, they're as open as they can be. If there was more sun coming through, this setup would be enhanced. But in essence, if I were here for a long period of time and I was recording videos, this is probably where I'd be, with a window to my side, light coming on my face, dark side rather than just right in front. So we've got a bit of more contrast, a bit more of a cinematic image, and we've got light coming through the doorway over there, just adding a little bit of shaping and separation, and closing off blind behind, because that wasn't going to be acting as a backlight. It was lighting more of the background and filling in, removing the contrast, not helping us create that cinematic look. So that's what I would do in this situation. So the things to think about is really when you're using natural light and you're not bouncing and reflecting, if you're not using any modifiers whatsoever, if you're inside, think about what you can change with simple techniques like closing doors, shutting blinds. Think about your positioning, though it will mean that you have to change things for the background, but think about your positioning of the light. Don't just be directly in front, and I would suggest not having the light directly behind you. Try and find something where you've got some contrast. If you want to have more light in the face, just a slight angle, and then there's more that you angle, the more you get contrast and you get an interesting image. Stick to your manual settings, don't go on automatic. And then when you're outside, exact same thing. Think about the positioning of where the sun is, clouds for soft light, no clouds for hard light, time of day for more contrast, and also many directors and many cinematographers like to shoot at what's called golden hour or magic hour, specifically for the type of light that you get. I can talk about more of that in another video, but it's usually very soft, very beautiful light, wonderful, but very small time windows in which to capture your image. So in the end, natural light for me is one of the best sources of light available. There's no flicker with it. It's got the best quality. It's got every single color represented. We've evolved to see these colors, see this light. It's very natural. It's very pleasing. You get lots of free, huge, soft sources in Windows. It's quite easy to control when you're inside like this. I hope this is useful to you. I hope it's going to help you improve your vlogs, your video content, and your cinematography when on a film set or documentary set. I shoot a lot just with natural light. I think it's just the best tool available to you at most of the time. And a lot of the time I find most cinematographers, including myself, when you're not shooting just with natural light, you're just trying to emulate natural light anyway. So it's really worth investing the time, working on how to use natural light, practicing with it, because it's there, available. All of you can go and have a go right now and start shooting more interesting and more cinematic images with just natural light. Thanks for joining me in this video. I hope it's been of use. Like, subscribe, please talk to me in the comments, give me suggestions, tell me what more you want to see. I'm working on lots of videos. When I'm back in my bedroom studio, I'll be creating a lot more content. So let me know what you want to see, and I'll see you in the next video.